the Queen.
Oh, brother.
Was on Fresh and
This is
Unfit
nasty.
podcast. Or they were actually on DJ Academics
they were on
podcast
Xbox.
Yeah.
with Fresh and Unfit. Okay. And they thought they were going to have a chance to, how could I say mean and despicable things about black women again. But not when the Queen is in the building. Pesos.
What do you want, bro?
I need something.
Damn.
A bomb drop. When I'm reading it, you gotta
Stop
give
giving necessary bombs. No,
These are unnecessary, bro. You reached the bomb quota.
Necessary.
Dang.
When
You out here like Funk Flex.
Fraud and Fit. When stale and overweight.
Bing bong.
Thought that they were going to press the Queen. I'm not gonna lie. Them two niggas is dweebs. But that's not where I want to start. Okay. They should change that podcast title to 3 Dweebs and a Queen. All right.
Holy hell.
What?
My man Act do?
Academics.
Yeah, what was that doing?
Act is a dweeb. Act is a dweeb too. Act is a dweeb too. All of them are in the same category of I got picked on in high school, and now that I have some clout, I'm definitely acting different. So, anyway,
Oh man.
Britney Renner went on the podcast. She faced the fire. Fresh and Fit thought that she was gonna be like some other people, or I think the light skinned one didn't think so, but the other one I don't know their names. You know, they thought it was gonna be on a different type of timing. They asked some questions, but for those that did listen to it, first just the overall take of the Queen going on the podcast. Y'all want to talk about Britney? That's crazy, bro.
I mean,
I got you.
I can. I mean, all I say is I've seen more than just that Twitter clip, but I haven't seen the whole thing. I ain't gonna lie, I did not do my homework. From what I got though, it's like they did respond marginally outside of that Twitter clip that trended. There were points where she had a little bit to say back. I think there was one point where the light skinned one said, damn, I really didn't do my homework. But the light-skinned one that said something and she had got quiet as well. But in general, the main precedent is the clip. It's kind of like they don't keep the same energy whenever they get attacked, and they're supposed to be the alphas. That's what I take away. Like, they're supposed to be the alphas, the guys that tell you how to live your life, make the money and stuff. But whenever
they got Ray Westbrook, they look like.
Whenever any confrontation to their ideology comes up, they just like bottle up. Like they're not on the energy that they preach they are. But outside of that, I mean,
what's that dark skinned nigga name? What's the dark skinned nigga name?
I don't know.
Well,
Myron. Ain't that Myron?
Myron's a
light.
Oh, Myron's light
skin. Why'd you say it like that?
Myron.
It was wrong. Hey yo, Walter. Well, Walter had that chain on. That's the corniest shit I've ever seen.
With that turtleneck, I don't know why I hate seeing that turtleneck and the chain. That shit is so
the black turtle chain. I thought that was the trend combo. Y'all, what happened?
I think he had his name.
The black blazer with the black turtleneck.
His name. I think it was his name across the chain. Yo, that's so corny, bro. That's so corny, bro.
Did you know they charge $10K to be on their podcast?
I seen that.
Somebody said 10K. Somebody said it could be 10K followers, but that's what it looked like. 10K.
No, it had to be $10,000. I ain't gonna lie. 10K followers is.
For
that's not enough to just come on, like even our. Never mind.
This guy,
Dama, what were you gonna say about the overall pod?
Say what you meant about that, Ben?
No. I think I was about to say for the men, I think he would charge 6K for them, like 10K for them to come on, but for the women, probably 10K followers. There's no point of having some random woman from Miami. You know how they feel about women, especially black ones. But nah, let me stop. Them dudes are clowns. The pod was okay. I mean, Academics is literally just pushing these controversial interviews, I guess you want to call them. He's not pushing P. I mean, I don't know what pushing P is at this point. Everybody's pushing P at this point. I don't know what the fuck that.
Whatever.
Whoa, everyone is not pushing P. That is not
sad. I still ain't heard that nigga album nor that song.
I haven't heard the album or the song, guys.
But no,
I just know what it means.
Facts, because the fucking internet's
internet's internet.
It's two clowns having a conversation. I don't feel like hearing a bunch of squeaking. I'm sorry. I just didn't. It didn't really faze me. I'm still on the fence. I think they're clowns. She's still a clown. Nothing was resolved in that conversation. She's a clown. She's a clown. I mean,
it's like it was one of those situations where Karl Anthony Towns was telling Russ about winning basketball. It was just like, all right, I guess what you just said is true, but you saying that? Like, Brittany, I ain't gonna lie, that's not your line, but I respect it.
See, y'all didn't listen to the pod.
I listened to like 20% of it.
Lisos, how did you feel about the Queen?
I mean, it was just funny seeing Freshman Fit like choke up. Because they've been so used to on their pod picking and choosing who comes on and who doesn't, and just kicking people off the set. Now they're on a different person's podcast, so they just can't kick someone off the set, and they didn't choose who they wanted to talk to. So, you know, it was entertaining, but I'm just because I know the day after he made a space called like apologizing to Britney Renner. I just want to ask what exactly are we apologizing for? Because I think that was actually the original title of this stream. But,
hey, great news, great, and you should never let me have this ability. This is where I wanted to kick off the conversation. To be quite honest with you, one of the biggest talking points to me in that podcast was
give a nigga power and look what he do. Crazy.
Hey. Oh my God, that's so crazy. Let me bring it back because this is crazy. So they can see some moving. So they
can ruin your TikTok.
Some moving faces. One of the biggest revelations, I think it was Myron or whoever. I truly get them confused. Asked Britney if she would like to reveal what really happened in the PJ Washington situation. And essentially she just laid it out there. PJ was cheating aggressively. Moved out to North Carolina. Was not emotionally there, just left her, said, here's some money, here's some cars. Fuck you. I'm gonna fuck some other bitches in X, Y, and Z. And so then after getting called out about the cheating, after the baby was 2 months old, PJ Washington kicks Britney Renner and the 2-month-old baby out with nothing, no support, refused to pay child support, refused to send any money or anything like that. And just kicked the baby out. But like Britney said on the podcast, why it's hard for her or why she can't take him back right now is because she let the media go through with all these narratives. He knew that he could see his child. He knew that wasn't the case. He knew that he could still support his child even through the child support, quote unquote, hearings or, the lawyer stuff like that. He knew he could support his child, but he didn't. He chose to go out there and lie and let the media say, oh, she's getting $250K a month or whatever the number was that was outrageous. And he did not step in and say, hey, that's not true. This is my baby's mother. I'm actually taking care of the child, because at the time he wasn't taking care of the child. And then, like she said, you can fact check all this. Anytime after that, there's a bunch of pictures of PJ going down the timeline with his kid on Instagram. So it's not like she was ever keeping him from him. She has text messages as proof and all that stuff like that. And she was just saying that it would be different. She would come back to him if he was going to be a man and come out. But since he has still not come out and been a man about the situation, which I don't think he ever will, because he would have to say, hey, I kicked my baby out, my 2-month-old baby out of this house. And I left the baby, I think it's a boy, I want to say. I left the baby mama and my son in North Carolina by themselves, just with nothing. And that's an ugly look. So with that being said, apologies to Britney Renner for the people that was definitely just outright criticizing her, calling her a hoe, calling her X, Y, and Z, all this, that, and the third. We can get into the Predator conversations. I mean, as far as the timeline, it does still match up that they waited till he was in the league to date. So he was 21, 22, I think is what we made the number out to be. But that's still, I mean, age gap. I still believe age gap stuff. But for the whole, she trapped him and she was probably doing X, Y, and Z behind the scenes, and we don't know the full scope of the story. At the end of the day, for me, he kicked his 2-month-old baby out. And that's just like, that's wild. That's so wild. That's overly wild. So that's where I'm really going with this.
I feel like even from the beginning, though, there was flack given towards PJ Washington. Not as loud as Britney Renner, but it wasn't just like, from the outside looking in, the bigger picture, Britney Renner did get most of the flack, but A lot of people were saying PJ Washington was a dumbass for,
Yeah,
there were probably
Yeah,
people in his inner
situation,
circle
yeah.
like telling him, warning him about the situation, what could not happen, and he just chose.
But
not
you're
to.
still talking about something completely different. You're talking about warning because she was a gold digger. But even like they all sat there and agreed, she would be one of the dumbest gold diggers in the world if that was her prerogative. And to me, she put more stake in her claim that she is definitely not a gold digger. If she was a gold digger, she would just shut up and dribble. Like she would just shut up, let him cheat, do what he wants to do. She wouldn't have written a book, laid out all her cards. I slept with X, Y, and Z. She would have got pregnant much sooner with somebody else's baby. Yeah,
I mean, she would if she wants more money. I mean, she's making money off the book. It's not like it's just a free book.
Yeah, I'm about to say I can't jump ship because I don't know everything. Probably not going to care to learn everything. I'll definitely probably watch the podcast if I ever have the free time. But the thing is, like months ago, we're singing a whole different tune. We're hearing her side of the story. We obviously probably not going to hear PJ's side because he's not bringing that to his basketball team. But we've seen the narrative that already spread around.
He don't want to be he don't want to look like a deadbeat nigga because I kicked my 2-month-old.
Yeah,
baby
yeah.
out.
There could probably be truth to that, and if there is truth to that, we really will never hear that because even if all the other shit, Britney's in the wrong, or whatever. If he did that, like Omar said, yeah, that's gonna be something that like that'll be nail in the coffin for a lot of people, most people, honestly. But again, we probably won't get the full story ever. Nevertheless, will we get it anytime soon? It's highly weird. This is just a daily reminder from TSO Sage to not give a fuck about celebrities and their shit because they will always not tell everything until it's like 20 years from now.
I would just say my whole stance with Britney came from. I'll say this. I do agree some of it was a little more harsh than it should have been. But at the end of the day, I'm not apologizing because of the fact that I judged you based off of your reputation, which still precedes you. You can't say the shit you've said online, or you can't have the type of mindset that you've pushed on the people and then me wanting to sit here and play the victim, the baby mama victim card. I just don't care enough. Like I really don't. So I just like her being on that podcast changed nothing for me. Like, I'm glad she stood up for black women against Fresh and Fit. Yay, anyone could have done that. The niggas are bozos. You could have got two. It don't matter. Literally, that pod did nothing for me. So, like I said, two clowns squawking at each other.
I won't say it did nothing because she showed she's a bit more educated than the media was perceived. But that's about it. But like the media point painted her as just like dumb. I think she showed, if anything, she's just not a fucking brick.